Yeah, so Jim, shifting gears, we're approximately 30 hours away from the 6 p.m. deadline tomorrow night. I know with Todd and Ruben, you acknowledge that the Phillies, they keep an eye on everything, obviously, but they are keeping an eye on the Garrett Crochet
Yeah.
market. Right before the show here, John Heyman tweeted out that the Braves are interested in Crochet as well, which makes a lot of sense because he's only making $800,000. Should we as Phillies fans expect maybe a lower level move? Obviously, if the price is right, you can dive in another market. Do you anticipate the Phillies are done, or do you see them still being active here with 30 hours remaining?
Well, I'll tell you what, they are active. Dave Dombrowski and his, lieutenants, his war room, his cabinet, whatever you want to call it, they're going to be active, right till 5:59 on Tuesday. They're going to be turning over every leaf they can, every stone, and see what they can find and what they can do. That's just Dave Dombrowski's nature. He's very aggressive, especially when he smells a championship. And come on, we all smell a championship.
Sure.
Ownership wants one. I think ownership mandates that he be aggressive, because they've spent a lot of money on this team, and we all know the star level talent they have, and they're all in their prime, and they're not getting any younger. You got to win one here sooner or later. I do think they are continuing to monitor the pitching market. I'll say pitching market because a guy like Crochet could be a starter, could be a reliever. I know there's that whole innings workload thing, which would have to be dealt with, and I don't know how that would go, but I believe the Phillies are interested bystanders there in the Crochet market. See where it goes, see if they can get in it, see if the price comes down. The price has to be high for a guy like that. You got a young GM out in Chicago looking to make a score on some big talent to advance his rebuild. But I think if the price comes down, and I'm sure they're monitoring it, they would have some interest there. I think it might be reflective of where they are with Ranger Suarez. They have an important piece of their rotation on the IL. Everything you hear, it's not that serious. He'll be back when his 10 days is up, or when his IL stint is up, but you never know. So I think any smart front office is going to monitor that and see what happens and see if they can get in it. They still have not. They've protected pretty much all of their elite prospects.
So I was going to ask you,
it would probably take one to get a guy like that. Would they be willing to do that? I don't know, but they are still watching that pitching market, and Crochet is one of the gems on it. He could make sense, in a lot of areas if they can deal with that innings limit. So
Jim, do you think he's one of the gems because he has bullpen and starting capabilities, or do you think they might look at starters just as much?
Well, I think he's probably one of the gems, and I'm talking industry wide.
Sure.
Because he's really good, and he's former first round.
That helps.
He's former first round pick. I mean, he leads the American League in strikeouts. He's got a couple of years of control left. He's still young, come back healthy from the injury. So there's a lot of reasons why, but certainly the fact that, look, if these concerns about the inning limits are real, and the fact that, they might, his agents or himself even might think of shutting down, it would probably have to go to the bullpen just to protect his workload and to keep him active through the end of the season. So if you could come up with a way to figure all that out, he might be an interesting fit, but he's going to cost you. So I don't know if the Phillies are willing to pay that price, but he's a guy they along with others that they are keeping their eye on right until the end of the deadline. So I would say it's probably a long shot, but I do think they're still looking for pitching upgrades, be it in the bullpen or in the rotation. Because if Ranger comes back, you could always use Ranger. If and when Ranger comes back, I should say, he'll be back. You could, if you had any concerns about him, he's got bullpen experience, so that gives you options. Sure. So I really believe they're still out there looking for arms. Not sure they're going to get one, but you're an elite team, best record in the majors. You have World Series aspirations. You have a farm system. You have a committed ownership group that will make financial commitments, and Not that Crochet is a lot of money right now. Why not focus on the elite guys that are out there, Crochet and others? So Phillies still active in interest and pursuit and trying to get things done. Not sure if they'll get anything done, but definitely they have interest on a number of fronts. They might not be done.